welcome to Paper's Training. Today we are going to make Ghana chips, and for this recipe we will need our flour, we will need onions, garlic, nutmeg, salt to taste, and then sugar. For the sugar it's optional, and then the nutmeg for flavor. Now I also have coconut here. For the coconut, we can substitute it for the onions and the garlic. It depends on what you want. And then we have our margarine for mixing. I also have my chopping board, I have my rolling pin, and then my grinding tools, my knife. So this is all we need for our recipe for today. So now we are going to start with our recipe. This is my flour. This is 1.5 cup. Ghana's measurements, 1.5 cup. The milk tin, the big one and the small one. Then I'm going to add all my dry ingredients. So a bit of salt and a grated nutmeg. I'm not going to add sugar for this recipe because I only want the salt taste. You mix it carefully. I'm going to add in my margarine. I'm going to take 1.5 tablespoon of margarine. Then I'm going to rub in. You rub in until you get a sandy texture. So this is how you go about it. So after minutes of rubbing in, this is what we get at the end. After rubbing in, if you want to know whether it's well done, you fetch a handful, then you press it. If it binds just like how mine has, then you are rest assured that your mixture is done. Now we are going to move on to the next part of the work. We'll set this aside and then grind our garlic and our ginger. I'm cutting it into smaller bits. As you can see, I'm done grinding my onions and my garlic. So I'm going to add this mixture to our flour, and because I didn't blend it, it's a bit thick. I'm going to lighten it up by adding a bit of water. Now I'm going to add this mixture to this, but first you need to taste for salt. I tasted my salt and it was okay, but after tasting your salt and you find out that it's not okay, you can add salt to this very mixture before you add it to the flour. So I'm going to add it gradually. You don't pour all at once. It doesn't need to be so hard, it doesn't need to be so soft. Continue adding my mixture. I'll continue adding. As you can see, my dough has formed beautifully. I'm going to knead my dough for some time. So I've molded this into a ball, and then I'm going to leave it here for about 5 minutes. When we come back, we are going to roll it out and then cut it into pieces. Now our time is up, and this is our dough we need for some time. My board is not so large, so I can't roll on it, so I have to cut it into bits so that I work in bits. So after cutting, you need for some time, then you spread it out to help in the rolling. You can sprinkle a bit of flour, but I wouldn't be doing that much because my dough isn't that soft. So you roll it out till it's thin, flat like this, not so thin, something around this width. Now I'm going to cut this into stripes. I'm going to use my knife, but then if you have a pizza cutter, you can work with that one too. So you can cut it smaller or large. Don't worry about the chunks of onion you are seeing in there. So this is, then you can choose to use your knife to cut it out. You want it so long, you can use it. So after, you can use your knife, you can use your pizza cutter as I suggested, and then you can also use your scissors to help you out. The scissors works a bit faster than the knife. So this is the last part of my stripes. Now you collect this into, and then you work on the other doughs. You work the other doughs that you left out, and then you cut them out like this one. Now whilst you are doing this, make sure you have your pot of oil on the fire. We are going to fry this. This is going to be a deep frying method. You can choose to bake it too as well. It will also come out nice, just like when you fry it out. So now I'm done cutting my onions for the mixture. I'm going to grind it now using my asanka and tapuli. I would not be blending because our things are not that much. I'm going to use, we're just making something small, so I'm going to start grinding with my garlic. Now we are about frying our chips. We are going to first test our oil to see how hot it is. From this we can see that it's already hot, so we just pour in what we have. You use your spatula to separate it. Whoa. You stir occasionally. So you fry till it turns golden. You don't make it fry too much, because after you take it off the fire, it will continue frying or cooking on its own. So just something light brown, something like this, and then we'll take it off the fire. So this is the color we want it to look like, or turn to. So we are going to take it off our fire. Add the next batch of our chips. And we fry just like we did to the first batch. This is the outcome of what we started from the beginning, and as you can see, it's crunchy just like what we used to buy or what we buy on the street. And you can serve this with any drink of your choice, and I have served mine with sobolo. You can also package it just like I have done here in a rubber, or keep it in an airtight container, and then you'll be eating it in the house. Or you can start a business out of this as well. This is the end of our video. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.